Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse, and guys, we're back again with another chill stream. Guys, today is October 3rd. I can't believe it. Literally, My Hero Academia is tomorrow, season 8, the final season. We're gonna get into talks about that, but our first topic of today is gonna be regarding Kirsten Dunst saying that she would be down for a Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire. I love what I'm hearing. I think she said this in an interview because it says source YouTube. I believe she has it's either a show or a movie coming out. I believe it is a show. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I guess one of the interviewers must have talked to her and asked the question, would you do a Spider-Man 4? And she had some things to say. I want to say this dropped earlier today, this news. Regarding I think it's the writer of the Batman movie. I believe the Batman movie, if I'm correct, again, I think it's Matt Reeves, the Batman writer, wants to write the Spider-Man 4. And there was some news about that. I didn't really look too much into it, but I remember seeing something regarding that. Shout out to John. He's the one that let me know about all this today. So shout out to him. What's up, Ultra Nerd? Hey, Gamey, how's it going? New season of My Hero comes out tomorrow. Yo, what's up, Gamey? Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. I can't believe it. Guys, I know also we started stream a bit early. Usually we start it at like 7:40, 7:50 we usually start it, and we usually start chill streams at 8. But I did start a bit earlier. I meant to start earlier. I meant to start at 7, but my brother didn't throw my laundry in. He said he started it, but he didn't start the laundry, so I had to go up and start it. I thought it was getting ready for me to switch it to the dryer, but he didn't start the washer. He thought he did. On top of that, I actually came down, but then I realized, oh shit, I forgot my headset at home because I moved my PlayStation from the studio back up to my room at the house, at my parents' place. So I had to run back up. That's why I ran a bit late when I set the stream for 7:25. So sorry about that. I'm kind of all over the place. Today was a crazy day. I did have work, but I'm trying to kind of get back into the swing of things. So yeah. You said, hey, what's up, JJ? How's it going? Also, we have some Marvel Legends we're going to be talking about regarding the Daredevil Born Again, Daredevil Marvel Legends. We're also going to be talking about the, Battle Damaged, Magic the Gathering Spider-Man figure. Both of those figures are starting to hit targets, so we're going to talk about that and sort of my frustration with that, but also at the same time not being frustrated. We'll kind of go more into that in a little bit. But yeah, the first topic I want to talk about is, again, Kirsten Dunst saying she wants to return for Spider-Man 4. So we're going to go into it right here, which is amazing. And I do feel like all of this is looking like it very much could happen. I feel like we're in the time of movies where I feel like there is a huge chance we actually get a Spider-Man 4 with Kirsten Dunst, with Tobey Maguire, with Sam Raimi. I feel like everything's starting to align. I feel like it all started with Sam Raimi coming back to do superhero movies again with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I felt like, things started, and I feel like that was really that was the starting point, and then it went with, of course, Tobey Maguire coming back for Spider-Man No Way Home, and then, the rumblings with that, with Kirsten Dunst kind of hearing about all that, and I feel like we're at a point now where I feel like the stars are aligning, where I really feel like in the next 2 to 3 years, this movie could happen, which is insane to think, especially I feel like there's a reason she's kind of talking about that, of course, with the rumors of Sadie Sink possibly being Mayday Parker, the rumors of her and, Sadie Sink playing Mayday Parker in Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man Brand New Day, with the rumors being that that's who she's playing. And I feel like that's not a coincidence that Kirsten Dunst is talking about this, so it's pretty cool. She says, so Kirsten Dunst says she'd be interested in doing a Spider-Man 4 where Peter Parker and MJ become parents. I feel like, again, there's a little bit of merit here because with the theories, again, of Sadie Sink playing Mayday Parker, I feel like, and maybe her hearing those theories, or maybe that's not a theory to her. Maybe she does know what's going on. She's kind of putting the groundwork down. I don't know, and kind of feeding into that, where we think it's a theory, but maybe she knows that it's legitness and there's some merit to it. Who knows? Maybe she's been talked to by Kevin, by Sony. Who knows? Who knows what's going on here? But she said that would be cool, right? I mean, I don't know if the fans are into it. I feel like that it is an interesting movie, right? It's there. I mean, this is literally money knocking at the door. I feel like Sony would be dumb. Not, I feel like Kevin Feige would instantly be like, let's do this. He's already friends with Sam Raimi. I feel like that already makes sense. He's already in it with the MCU. He's already, Kevin's already in it with Tobey, and the fact that he was in Spider-Man No Way Home. So I feel like there is a lot of merit to this, where I feel like this very well could happen in like 2 to 3 years. So I'm guaranteeing, and maybe in the next phase of Marvel after Secret Wars, this very well could happen, where we could get a Spider-Man 4. And I could see it even maybe if the rumors are true of Sadie Sink playing Mayday Parker, that could feed very well into us kind of seeing what Toby and, or not Toby, what Peter and Mary Jane have been up to in that universe, if that is feeding into those rumors and stuff. And I feel like it's just not a coincidence that, Kirsten Dunst is kind of talking about, wouldn't it be cool? Like, I'd come back if we could do that storyline where, we're parents and, maybe we have a kid. And I feel like she must know what's going on. If not about the rumors about Spider-Man Brand New Day, or kind of feeding into the fact that, Tobey's already come back playing Spider-Man once again. Sam Raimi's come back filming superhero movies. I feel like it makes sense where she wants to get back into the ring, and she wants to kind of, be like, I'm down to come back. The other two have come back in some way, shape, or form. I kind of want to throw my hat in and make that story. I feel like everybody would see this. Everybody would see this. They would probably... I'm on my way back home. Okay, so sorry guys, that was my sister. She's saying she's back on her way from my little brother's friend's birthday party. She went to go take him to that. That's why, I'm starting stream so early instead of at my usual 8 o'clock. But yeah, I feel like there is a lot of merit to this, and I'm not gonna lie, I would be down for it. I think if I'm correct, if I click this link, it'll probably take me to the video.
This is going.
Okay, yeah. Okay. This is on Soups' thing. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this and kind of hear what she has to say. I am curious to know. Hopefully this interview isn't too long here. Oh, so Soups is the one. Is Soups the one that kind of got them to kind of like her to talk about it? That's pretty cool. I want to kind of just watch the important parts. Okay, there's a lot to this. I'm not gonna watch this. There's like a whole bunch of interviews in this one thing. There's got to be a clip where she talks about this. So let me look up Spider-Man 4 and see if anything pops up, because I'm not trying to watch like the whole entire thing. There's got to be some. So this is the thing I was talking about, where it's the so is it the Batman 2 writer? So not the Batman 1 writer, or is it Batman? No. Mason Matson Tomlin. I could be saying that completely wrong. Forgive me. Co-writer of the Batman 2022. The Batman Part 2 says he's trying to contact Sam Raimi about making and writing Spider-Man 4. Writing, yes. Making, no, because I do want Sam Raimi to be the director, and I feel like this dude's kind of making it sound like he wants to direct and write. I want Sam Raimi to actually be the director of this movie. He doesn't have to be the writer of this film, but he's got to be the director of this film. He has a certain way of filming his movie, because those are his movies. I think this movie should not be made unless Sam Raimi is going to be the director of the film. I don't want him just reaching out to Sam Raimi to get advice and kind of get the blessing. I want Sam Raimi to be the director, and this dude can write. That's perfectly fine with me. I think this dude, since he was a co-writer on the Batman 1, of course, with Matt Reeves, so he doesn't get all the credit, but he was a co-writer of the Batman 1 of 2022's The Batman, which is cool, and he's also a part of the Batman Part 2. That's sick. I'm down for that. That's cool. Mind you, like I said, I'm not sure how the Batman Part 2 is going to go. I wasn't in love with the Penguin, and I don't know if this dude had any writing involvement of the Penguin, but I wasn't a huge fan. But if he just only did the Batman 1 and the Batman Part 2, I think there's a good chance that this movie is going to be peak if they are going through with it. But I do want Sam Raimi to be the actual director of this film if it's going to happen. You said, I just ordered the Gamerverse Wolverine 2-pack. Oh, and Juggernaut, I'm happy. That's what's up, JJ. I'm glad to hear it. You said, yo, I want Amazing Spider-Man 3. The Amazing Spider-Man. It would be cool too. If I'm being honest, if I had to choose one or the other, I'm choosing Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a huge fan of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know Andrew deserves a third film, but if I had to choose, I'm sorry, I'm choosing Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. Those were the movies I grew up with. Those were like the movies that got me into Spider-Man. I want to see MJ and Peter be parents. I feel like what else really could we do with Andrew's Spider-Man 3 besides the symbiote suit storyline? Other than that, which I feel like if I had to choose who do I want to see that storyline with, Andrew or Tom, I'm choosing Tom like in a heartbeat. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. If I had to choose, because I feel like where else could they go with a Spider-Man 3 for Andrew? I don't know. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd get both, but I don't think we are, personally. I feel like there's more merit and more things leaning towards us getting a Spider-Man 4 before we get a Spider-Man 3, at least in my personal opinion, Jan. But in a perfect world, we would get both, and I would be okay with it. But yeah, I do think that if anything, I'd be okay if this dude was a writer or co-writer, and Sam Raimi was the director and also main writer of Spider-Man 4. But like I said, or if he wants to be the writer, that's completely fine. But I do think that Sam Raimi has a certain look and certain eye for his movies. When it comes to Spider-Man, I do think he should be the director because he has a certain eye with the lens. And I feel like we saw that in Multiverse of Madness. He has a very certain way of filming superhero movies. And I feel like that was definitely one of the highlights of Multiverse of Madness. I know not a lot of people loved that film, but I gotta say it is shot amazingly. In terms of the way of the lens work and the camera work and the way like the zoom in was and it's a very Sam Raimi way of filming, and I feel like he should be the director of a Spider-Man 4. But I do gotta give this dude credit where credit is due, that he is kind of moving things along where he's kind of gonna go to Sam Raimi. Maybe this could be the thing that really kind of like puts things in perspective, where Sam Raimi's like, I have the writer, what he came up with is maybe pretty good, and Toby's already got back in the suit. You know what I mean? He's already kind of, been in the suit before, so it's not like there's less of a chance. Because I think if Toby did not come back for No Way Home, I don't think that there would be any chance of this happening. But the fact that he's already got back in the suit on good terms with Andrew and Tom, I felt like he had just enough fun where and mind you, I do think he's going to be in the suit again in Secret Wars or Doomsday. I feel like there's no shot he's not in those movies, but I feel like there's more of a chance now where everything is working out, where I feel like this is going to get greenlit. I just feel like pretty confident about this. So I like that. So kind of going more into detail, like I said, Batman Part 2 writer, Mattson, Tomlin, if that's how you pronounce your name. Again, I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. Has revealed he is currently trying to reach out to Sam Raimi to pitch Spider-Man 4, which would see Tobey Maguire return once again. Yeah, which he's already, so it would be not him returning once again, but him returning again. I guess once again, I guess is right, because he's already returned once, so I guess once more. Or maybe a couple times more. I mean, who knows? Because like I said, you know what I mean? He could be in Doomsday or he could be in Secret Wars. So it's like, it won't be once again. It'll be like the third time he's returned in some shape or form. With this being the third time, if he is actually, in fact, in Secret Wars or Doomsday. But I do like the idea, especially with the success again of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies being in theaters. It's not a coincidence, because the movie did gangbusters, I believe. I think Marvel told me how well the Spider-Man movies did. Spider-Man, Sam Raimi. If I pronounce that right. Let me look up box office projections. Probably spelled that wrong, but does anybody know the numbers of how good it did? Let me know. Does anybody know the numbers on, because I know the Spider-Man movies are back in theaters. I could just probably go in Discord, because I believe no, I think it was last stream. I think it was Tuesday. Marvel told me how good the movies did back in theaters. I forget, what was it called for the Spider-Man movies being put back in theaters? What did they call it? Do we know? Do we remember? I forget what they called it when they put all the movies back in theater. Did you play Marvel Cosmic Invasion demo? I don't think so. What's that? Spider-Man. I just want to know the box. I just want to know how good it did again back in the box office. I forget. I think it made like 400 something. I think. I don't know. It was something like that. I could be completely wrong. Marvel, if you end up coming in here, if you're in here, let me know again how good the projections were for Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies going back on the big screen. You told me last time. I can't remember on the top of my head. I don't even know what to look up. Maybe like. Oh, okay. Yo, Marvel. Yeah, how good did Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies do again back in theaters? Like, how much did the movies make again? In the box office? Yo, right time on time. Well, yeah, right on time. Yeah. Um. Hey. You said I got. Yeah, you did get a job, Jamegi. I said congrats, bro. That's awesome. Because we're talking Marvel. We're actually talking about the possibility of us getting a Spider-Man 4, Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 would make billions, 100%. Okay, there we go. All I know is that the third one made, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. 400,000, yeah, $400,000. Not sure about the first two. That's what I'm saying. So there is merit to this, with these movies being put back in the theater and doing so well. You know, Toby coming back for No Way Home, but also it all started with Sam Raimi coming back for Multiverse of Madness, and now Kirsten Dunst wants to throw her hat back in the ring and kind of make this Spider-Man 4, she's talking about, doing the storyline, where it's like her and Peter are parents. And, we heard about, it's not a coincidence. That's all I'm saying. Again, with the rumors of Sadie Sink being Mayday Parker, this dude that co-wrote the Batman, the 2022's Batman, and writing the Batman and co-writing Batman Part 2, saying that he wants to talk to Sam Raimi about pitching a Spider-Man 4, and now Kirsten Dunst saying she wants to come back and do a Spider-Man 4 and about her and Peter being parents. It's not a coincidence, bro. It's too... I'm telling you, the stars are aligning. We are getting this film. Money knocking at the door. Everybody wants to do it. Sony just got to green light it, and we're good. It's all. I bet you in 2 to 3 years this is happening. I'm guaranteeing it now. Guaranteeing it. You said yes, sir. I heard this. Yeah, so hyped if true. 100%, 100%. And I actually, they played the first one again tonight. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you guys know this. I actually got the chance to see all of the movies again, all of them, not just Toby's movies, but Andrew's movies and Tom's movies. When my theater was one of the theaters that played all of the Spider-Man movies again. I saw the select few that I wanted to see. Like I saw Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. I saw Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 1. I didn't watch the rest of the films because I was like, I've seen them multiple times. These are the ones I actually want to see in theater again. But I got all the posters when they gave posters out for these movies the first time around. I got all the posters and I have them all hung up in my room with the movie stubs of the movies that I did see on my like millionth time rewatch, because I've watched all the Spider-Man movies like millions of times. So it's kind of like, it is cool though. For now, everybody now gets a chance to see all of Toby's movies again. Some people for the first time ever, which is awesome. I actually, when I saw the Sam Raimi movies, I saw the first two for the first time in theaters. When they put them out in select theaters, I got to actually, for the first time ever, get to see them in an actual theater and have that experience. I actually did get to see Spider-Man 3 in theaters years and years ago when I was a kid. That was the first Spider-Man movie I actually got to see in theaters, was Spider-Man 3. I know it's not the best Spider-Man movie to see in theaters, but that was my first time seeing a Spider-Man movie in theaters, was Spider-Man 3, which was really, really cool. You said, I guess what Rosemary Harris, who played Aunt May, just turned 98, so she could even return. Exactly. I mean, I bet you she'd be down for it. Maybe a little cameo. I'm down for anything. We want this as fans. This would undoubtedly make more than Spider-Man No Way Home. If they make this movie is doing way more money than Spider-Man No Way Home. I think so. And not only that, but I feel like this movie, is it weird to think that I think this movie, I can't remember right now on the top of my head, what movie made most, Spider-Man No Way Home or Avengers Endgame? But am I correct? I think if I'm correct, Spider-Man No Way Home made more money than Avengers Endgame. I think. I have to actually check this because I want to make sure. How much did Avengers Endgame make? Avengers Endgame grossed over 2.7 billion worldwide. Okay. Making it the highest grossing film of all time before Avatar's release. Or Avatar's re-release, because they did re-release it, James Cameron. He re-released Avatar 1. Okay. We said global box office. Total is... Is that 200? That was it. 200,797. Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, I'm not off rip. That's a lot of money. Okay, so gross over 2.7. Okay, worldwide. And let's see how much Spider-Man No Way Home. Damn it, why can't I click? Let me click in the front. Without it doing that. Not interested. Okay, so Spider-Man No Way Home grossed approximately... Okay. So, Avengers did more, right? Just do it, Sam Raimi. I know, right? Let's go. I guess what... Rosie Harris... Okay, read that. What if Brand New Day set it up? Very well could. Like I said, if it's true about Sadie Sink being Mayday, it very much could be true. Hey, I'm back. What did I miss? Not much. I'm just trying to see which one made more. Avengers Endgame or Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home made this worldwide at the worldwide box office. And then Avengers Endgame, which I wish I didn't. I should have just made a new tab. 2.7 billion. Yeah. I think, yeah, right? Yeah. So yeah, Avengers Endgame did more. But yeah, so you said Endgame made more. Yeah, Endgame made more. So I'm not gonna lie. I feel like off rip, is it crazy to think? I think if they do a Spider-Man 4, it could actually be Endgame. Is a chance. There's a chance, dude. I think it could. I think it has enough pull. One, because it's Spider-Man. Two, because it's Sam Raimi and Toby and all them coming back. Is it crazy to think that I think that this could outdo like Avengers Endgame? Like it could break that box office projections if they actually make this film. Is it crazy that I think that? I don't know. I feel like is there I mean, I don't know. Could it not? What do you guys think? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Of course, I don't think, like, again, this is going to come out. I don't think it'll beat, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it'll beat Doomsday or Secret Wars numbers. Maybe, because I think that those movies are going to outdo Infinity War and Endgame. I personally think that. Then again, I mean, with the haters, but I do think they're going to show up regardless. But I don't know. It could, bro. That's what I'm saying. There's a chance. I mean, there's a big chance that this movie could outdo Endgame numbers. Now, will it outdo Doomsday and Secret Wars numbers? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But because this will come out years and years probably after those films. I feel like Spider-Man 4 needs to have an old retired Peter Parker living with Mary Jane. I want them to be based on the Mayday Parker. That's what I'm saying. That's I think that's what Kirsten Dunst wants to do. And you said Earth 982, aka the MCU, the MC2. Yeah, yeah. Insane chance it could at least get a Billy. Oh, I think it could. I think it definitely could. The demand has only grown, yeah, over the years. Amplified No Way Home, yeah, it's the easiest cash Sony could make with a great creative team at the ready. You know, bro. You know, John. You know, bro. I bet will be the first movie to make $3 billion. Jan, you could be right. I don't see Tom's Peter having Mayday more that it'll be passed on to Miles. The natural story goes back to Toby, I think. Well, I mean, I do know that this movie, that Spider-Man 4 is going to have multiversal elements. And if Sadie Sink is playing Mayday, which again, we don't know, that could easily feed into Toby getting back involved, Andrew getting back involved for their Earths to save their Earths in Secret Wars. So, and then that could feed into a Spider-Man 4 going back then to go, maybe Toby going back to his Earth and then feeding into that. So it very well could, if they are going that route, it could feed into a Spider-Man 4 for Toby. But I don't know if that's what they're going to do. Harry did in Spider-Man 3. Wait, who did in Spider-Man? What's going on? Who? I want James Franco back as Harry. Well, he died. Yeah, he dead. I doubt it will come back. Yeah, dead. I don't know, but so did the villains, and they come back. True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Me and my sister were kind of talking about that. Technically speaking, since at the end of No Way Home, technically, they did make it where they did save the villains of their universes. So does that mean there's a chance that, like, Harry could be alive? I don't know if they'd ever get James Franco to come back to do something like that, but technically, wouldn't that mean he would never have went down that route to become, like, Green Goblin 2.0? Like, you see what I'm saying? There's a little bit of confusion there, at least for me sometimes, because I quite forget. Like, does that undo things for some things? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. If Sadie Sink plays Mayday, that'd be wild and an easy setup. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's not a coincidence. I think Kirsten Dunst hears the rumors, bro. She's on the internet, or her kids are on the internet, and I think she's doing this for the kids, to be honest. Or doing it for her kids, wanting to do this film, which if that's true, her kids are goated for that. That's all I'm saying. Also true, yeah. And they came back the moment they were about to die. So that's what I'm saying. I think it makes sense for Harry to come back in Secret Wars. Point of No Way Home kind of reset certain timeline elements for Toby. That's what I'm saying. So you could bring a lot of people back if you really wanted to. Now, mind you, there could still be new villains added. And I mean, it doesn't undo the history that we know, because those events happened for us. But they did get, if they do get undone, doesn't mean we don't have other Spider-Man villains out there that could still happen, or maybe they could still, you see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be too mad at it if, like, for instance, if we do go do a Spider-Man 4, maybe we get actually Vulture this time, maybe we get Mysterio this time. I understand we've had them in the years with Tom, but I would be open to have Toby's universe interpretations of, like, Vulture or Mysterio or Electro or whoever they want to do over there. Maybe Shocker. Who knows? I'm down for anything over there. So who knows? It'd be sick regardless. You said all these villains went to the moment. Yeah, either they died or were alive and makes branch timelines. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The timeline Sandman went back for the example still has a dead Norman. Yeah. At that point, yes. This, mind you, but the way I'm thinking it is all the, like, for instance, Norman, when he came back as a Green Goblin in No Way Home, he got taken out before he died. So they get taken out at the point they're about to die, but when they get put back and they don't die, they don't go down the villain route, or they change and they pivot their life. You see what I'm saying? So maybe they started out as a villain, but they pivoted and they keep going. So it's kind of like, I don't know. There's, you know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see what they do. Fans have pitched Moreland as the villain for Tobey Spider-Man 4, and it could low-key work knowing his ties to the multiverse and seeing how No Way Home might have changed things for him. I like how you're thinking, Super wise. I like how you're thinking, bro. At the same time, though, seeing Tom Hardy and Topher Grace fight in Secret Wars would be cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, it would be pretty cool. I don't like Topher. I mean, I don't know. The more I think about it, sometimes I do. I think Topher Grace's Venom is a lot more scarier and more opposing than Tom Hardy's Venom, which is kind of sad when you really think about it like that. But like, it's true though. It's true. Like I was fearful as a kid of that of Venom as a kid for Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. I don't fear Tom Hardy's Venom. It's too they made it too much of like a him as he was the lethal protector. You know what I mean? Like the lethal protector Venom that isn't so scary. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what they were really trying to do. That kind of storyline with Tom Hardy's Venom. They can still have John Malkovich. That's what I'm saying is Vulture. Thank you, Jan. That's exactly who I'm talking about. They could get him back, and he could be Vulture if he wanted to. That'd be sick. If anything, he's more seasoned in age, and I mean, it would pull off the Adrian Toomes stuff a little bit more of Vulture. Like it would work even more if they wanted to kind of bring in that Vulture or something. I think it would be pretty cool. You said when Doc Ock was sent into the MCU, it said that. Okay, this is going. You guys are going way too fast. When sent to the MCU, it said he came in the moment he choked his Peter in Spider-Man 2 after they gave him his speech. Yeah, okay. When good guy, mode that the MCU MCU Ock coming back. Maybe, very well could. Who knows? Same for in Spider-Man 1, Norman was getting killed by the glider. He said, before he died. Yeah. What was himself coming back from, MCU, yeah. Hey, what's up, Seth? How's it going? What's good, Seth? I think they going to give Venom symbiote to Spider-Man since the real life Secret Wars were he get it. Yeah, exactly. Jan, I definitely think that Tom Holland's Peter Parker and what they said at the end of No Way Home, he's definitely getting the symbiote suit for Secret Wars. There's no doubt about it. Like, there's no doubt that I would not. There's no way they wait to give that to him after Secret Wars. Like, no shot. Like, I think he'll get it maybe at the end credit of Spider-Man 4 going into, like, Secret Wars, because Doomsday is happening simultaneously as Spider-Man 4 is happening. So it makes sense that for him, it's him going straight into Secret Wars. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. It makes sense. I think he's going to get it, like, probably at the very end of Brand New Day and then going into Secret Wars. I think it makes sense. Okay. You said legally nothing prevents Sony from doing this. Mattson Tomlin and Sam Raimi need to hold M hostage until they agree to greenlight this for real. The potential is through the roof. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's actually, there's merit to this where I feel like it very much could happen. Having two Spideys in the same way that we're about to have two existing Batman franchises, the Matt Reeves and the DCU, the feasting could be insane. I know, bro. I know it could be crazy. I need Tom's Peter to make the iconic Secret Wars Venom suit pose in the cover of that comic. Oh, he will. I guarantee once he gets it on, he'll be like this or something, bro. Man. He'll cook. They'll do it. They'll do some cool stuff. I bet they will. He'll be standing there and he'll have it on. Like, oh, bro, it'll be so sick. So sick. You said Sony doing Spider-Man 4 will make a great redemption arc for them after making the trash Sony movies. Yeah, the villain movies. Hell yeah, bro. If they do this, which they're already making up for it with Spider-Man No Way Home, again through Marvel, Spider-Man Brand New Day, again through Marvel, but this is really them redeeming themselves because this would really be through them. So if they don't get involved, if they let Sam Raimi do his thing, it'll be great. If they meddle, it'll get effed, bro. If they meddle and do stuff, it's going to screw this film up and it'll upset me. What's good, though, is that Sony really doesn't care about anybody but themselves. Yeah, so Marvel kills off Toby and ends the multiverse in Secret Wars. Sony sees cash potential and can, Disregard it, lol. Yeah, that's the thing. If they do kill him off, I didn't think about that. John, bro, you really thinking, bro. I totally forgot they could totally kill him off in Secret Wars if they wanted to. I hope not. I'm really hoping they don't now, but because I really want this to be true. And then like after Secret Wars, it feeds into that Spider-Man 4 storyline with him and MJ having their kid, or maybe they already had their kid and we get to see the rest of their life kind of play out. It would be dope, bro. Really would be cool. I prefer the recast Tom Hardy and get Alan Richardson as Eddie Brock. I don't know who that is. Alan Richardson sounds familiar. I don't know. Jen, what's he been in? It sounds familiar, but I don't know. What if Sony is re-releasing these in theaters to base how they do off making a fourth? Marvel, you said it. You said it, bro. I mean, it's not a coincidence. Like, things are aligning very, very. I'm telling you, there is more of a chance we get this film than we get an Andrew Spider-Man 3. I just want to put that out there. There's more merit to this, where this could happen, than an Andrew Spider-Man 3. Whether people want to hear that or not, I think there's more merit to this. If he dies in Secret Wars, I'd be like, well, there goes that. Exactly. Even if they kill him off in Secret Wars, nothing stops them from, just saying this Spider-Man 4 is a prequel set. Before the events from every angle, this movie isn't a problem. Yeah, it's true. You make a good point. They could do it way before then. Very much so. Yeah. He is that big dude who plays Reacher. Oh, okay. He's a little old, though. I don't know if he really should be playing... Yeah, I don't know if that would work. I don't know if he could be playing an Eddie Brock. He's a bit old. Unless they want to go with someone... like for Tom, it wouldn't work. You need to get someone around Tom's age. But if you want to do it for, like... No, it already happened. There's already been an Eddie in Toby's universe. So that wouldn't work. Maybe an Andrew? But even then, dude's pretty old. I don't know if that would work. I don't know. I don't know if that could work. Maybe if he was a bit younger, maybe, yeah, I could see it, but I don't know. And they're re-released that trilogy twice, yeah. That's a good point, Marvel. Yeah, the stats are there. That's what I'm saying, bro. You're cooking. We're all cooking here. I'm just saying, with the movies re-releasing, the co-writer of the Batman 1 and Batman 2, Kirsten Dunst coming out saying she'd be okay with it. Already off-rip of all this of the rumors of Sadie Sink being Mayday Parker. It's not a coincidence, guys. Something's happening. I feel like something's in alignment here. I wouldn't like Alan as Eddie Brock, personally. I mean, it would have worked if he was younger. I just think he's a bit too older. I don't think it'll work now. Would you want to see Miles in Spider-Man 4? Seth, you mean like Spider-Man Brand New Day? Or like, are we talking like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4? Which Spider-Man are we talking about? I would love to see Miles show up in Tom's movies, personally. That's where I want to see a Miles Morales. Now, will we see him in Spider-Man 4? I don't know. We could. Maybe we'll see a cameo, and maybe they'll build upon that relationship in maybe a Spider-Man 5, and then maybe he'll become Spider-Man in a Spider-Man 6. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I do want to see Miles Morales pop up in the MCU, which, I mean, they're leading to it. I mean, with Donald Glover playing Uncle Aaron, I feel like there's a lot of things leading up to Miles. Toby. I would be okay with it. I still want to get our Miles in our MCU. That would be cool. But, I mean, it could be kind of like how maybe... You know what? I cooked here. I did cook here. I'm just going to take credit where credit is due. Going off of what Seth said, I think I just cooked up something crazy. So, you know how we think Toby could die in Secret Wars, right? What if, and just what if, when that happens... When we like, what if we then go to to kind of like the begin, like way before Secret Wars. So let's say Spider-Man 4, Tobey Spider-Man 4 is a lead up to Secret Wars, that film. But what if we get an introduction to Miles in that universe? Tobey dies fighting in Secret Wars, and then we get like since they kind of set up Miles or kind of like hinted towards him in the kind of beginnings of Tobey going into Secret Wars, what if then we get Miles Morales. Like Peter Parker dies, Spider-Man dies in this universe, and then Miles Morales takes over in that universe. And then we get a storyline where like our Peter goes to this universe, in a universe where Peter Parker died, and he knew that Peter Parker because he died in Secret Wars, being Tobey Maguire, and talks to that Miles Morales in that universe. It's very much an Ultimate Spider-Man, a Disney XD type situation. How we had that Spider-Man of that universe coming to a universe of a Spider-Man that already died. Like, could you imagine, bro? Like, we get that? Like, it would be peak. It would be peak. Or maybe in the lead up. Maybe in the lead up in that movie leading to Secret Wars, he maybe teaches Miles in that movie, and then we end up finding out, but again, mind you, this is all before we find out that in Spider-Man 4 he teaches Miles. So then by the time we get into the Spider-Man 4, like Peter dies in Secret Wars, we get into a Spider-Man 4, he has his kid with MJ, doing his thing, he ends up dying, maybe fighting the Vulture, whatever, or something like that. Or not dying, or like, you know, we get Spider-Man 4, he kind of leads into going into Secret Wars. We end up finding out that he dies, but he already trained Miles. So the next time we can either get a Miles movie and he can be set in Tobey's universe, or we can get like, and then like we can have like, you know what I mean? It's like, we could get that. Like, wouldn't that be peak? That would be peak cinema. I cooked a bit here, but guys, like literally, like think about it. We get Tobey, we don't know what's going on in the universe. We don't know that there's a Miles Morales already, him training a Miles Morales to be the next Spider-Man in that universe. Miles could be just starting as Spider-Man. Like, he could get bit in Spider-Man 4 of Tobey with Mayday. Like, Mayday. And maybe Mayday don't even have to be, like, you know, Spider-Woman yet, or Spider or whatever yet. Like, maybe she doesn't even have her spider powers right. Or maybe in this world she doesn't get them. Who knows? Or maybe doesn't get them until later. But wouldn't that be something if he did train a Miles Morales in that movie? But he already died, because again, he would have already died in Secret Wars before we get a Spider-Man 4, but he trains Miles in that movie, and then in the next film, a Spider-Man 5, it's a Miles movie. Wouldn't that be insane? I just cooked. By the way, my sister's at the door, guys. Give me 1 minute. I gotta go, like, let the door open for my sister. Sorry, guys. I had to let my sister in. I guess she texted me and I didn't see it. Reading off the chat, he said, okay, read that. I would love to see Miles and Tobey, Spider-Man 4, yeah. The potential for a fourth movie, reignites the passion in us. Well, yeah, this is our childhood. If the Batman co-writer wants to do not fumble that on God. Yeah, Tobey Maguire, that would be peak cinema, absolute cinema. I was totally at peace with not getting a Spider-Man 4, especially with how beautiful Spider-Man 3's ending is. All Metz and Tomlin had to do was say he was interested. Now I'm not letting it go. Lol. Exactly. True. I'm not letting it go either. We're too deep. We're too deep now. The fact that I never thought I'd live in a world where Kirsten Dunst wanted to even come back to play MJ again. Honest to God, I thought she was so against it. Honest to God, I thought Tobey Maguire would never come back. Never say never. Like, we're living in a world where, like, we have people coming back playing these characters after years and years. I thought there was more of a chance for Andrew to come back way before I would see Tobey come back. But the fact that they both came back in Spider-Man No Way Home, and the fact that Sam Raimi came back after all these years to do another superhero movie, to do Multiverse of Madness, like, we're living in the best time ever. And I want to say, it's all thanks to Kevin Feige. Without that man, I don't think any of this shit would have happened. On God. Like, I'm completely being honest. I don't think anything else would have happened without that man. It all goes to him, really. Like, he's the connective tissue that makes it where people want to come back. Like, he's so passionate because he is a fan himself that I feel like, these actors that are fans themselves see that and they want to come back. So it's like, it's so cool. She was originally going to come back in No Way Home. I did not know that, Marvel. That's actually crazy. I did not know that. It would have been cool to have her in there, to be honest, too. If they wanted to bring her in, that would have been sick. But I do like that theory I came up with where, like, Miles Morales, like, a Spider-Man 4 is a potential setup where he is training Miles Morales to become Spider-Man, goes off, and maybe we can kind of go where, like, he does have his daughter Mayday, but she left the universe, feeding into Sadie Sink being Mayday, to go kind of, like, warn Peter Parker about maybe what's happening, or maybe she just wanted to see what's going on in that universe. Who knows? And could you imagine if then Tobey finds out about that, he leaves that universe, gets sucked into Secret Wars, maybe with Mayday or whatever's going on there. They do their thing. He ends up dying. Miles ends up becoming the main Spider-Man of that universe. And then we get a Spider-Man 5. That would be sick. With Miles Morales in that universe. I think it's cool because in comics, that's usually when Miles takes over, is when Peter Parker dies. This would be a fun way to kind of switch some things up where, like, this universe, Peter Parker died fighting in Secret Wars. He ended up dying there. That'd be really, really cool. And it would be interesting if, like, maybe their world doesn't know how their Peter Parker died, but he is the only one that maybe knows how that Peter Parker died, via Mayday coming back and maybe explaining to him what happened. That would be crazy. I'm just cooking. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but, like, cinema. Absolute cinema. Give it to me now. I'll take my award now. Like, this shit's, it's pretty sick. The co-writer of the Batman, writing it alone could make it one of the best comic book movies ever made. Now, the thing I will say, John, is that I said I'm fine with him writing the script, but you best believe I don't want the movie to be made unless Sam Raimi is going to be the director of that film. Because he has an eye for the camera and the way those movies are shot. I need him behind the camera, or I don't want it. As simple as that. I don't want it unless he is going to be the one behind the camera. I don't want it. You know what I mean? That's how I'm feeling personally. I gotta rewatch No Way Home soon. Yeah. I can't believe there's actually people who hate on No Way Home. I know. It's wild. And then Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Miles team up. Yeah, film after. I mean, it could happen. I mean, it very well could happen, because think about it. It makes so much sense. It makes so, going off of also this too, another roundabout about it. If Sadie Sink is not Mayday Parker, and this is my other theory I got going on, because I'm energized right now. I'm energized. I love the idea that, like, the Miles Morales is going to be in this universe. I love the idea of a universe of a Peter Parker that did die, because it makes sense. There's a chance that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man could die in Secret Wars. So let's just go off of the fact that if Sadie Sink is not Mayday Parker, Mayday Parker could be very much a baby in that universe. A baby. With MJ, a baby. Not even Sadie Sink could just be a baby in that universe. We could still have a Spider-Man 4 where Peter is still Spider-Man, but he's getting old. And he's kind of like, you know what I mean? Or he could be in retirement or something like that regarding those lines. Miles gets bit. He ends up training Miles, but he ends up dying in the process. Or not dying in the process, but he ends up getting sent into Secret Wars. Maybe Tom goes to get him to say, I need your help, but maybe Miles doesn't know what's going on. He ends up dying in that universe, but wouldn't it be cool if at this point, and maybe it's been a couple years, maybe Peter doesn't go into that universe until a later situation where, like, Tom wants to go into that universe, or maybe gets sucked into that universe and wants to kind of go in and tell people what happened to it, that their Spider-Man of their universe, and then ends up running into a Miles Morales that did get trained, or maybe didn't get trained at all by Tobey's Spider-Man. Maybe he didn't get trained at all. Maybe Tobey just ends up getting sucked into Secret Wars, dies. That world has no Spider-Man. Miles gets bit, and then later down the line in the film, Tom's Spider-Man gets sucked into that universe where it was Tobey's universe, but there's already another Spider-Man and it's Miles Morales. I just cooked twice. I just want to put it out there. I just cooked twice. I'm down for either or. Script 1 or script 2, it's peak regardless, man. I'm cooking. Closest we've ever been to things moving forward. I know, right? Seriously. You said Sam Raimi and him. Oh, well, yeah. Sam Raimi said himself that he's incredibly open to it after Multiverse of Madness. Tomlin is trying to contact Sam Raimi right now, and make things move forward. Well, yeah. Literally, the only people who have to agree to this is Sony. I know Sony always has an agenda. If they love money, they're gonna do this, because if they don't do this, they're dumb. Have to be the ones who decide to make Peak instead of Morbius 2. I know. All right, getting off this topic now, because we've been on it for a lot. I cooked, though, with two ways Spider-Man 4 can go. Now, they could do nothing with Miles, and we can get Miles in our universe. Who knows? Because they are setting up stuff where I feel like very much so they're going to do in the Miles in this universe and not the Miles in the Spider-Man 4. We could still very much get, like I said, get it where, like, Sadie Sink still could be Tobey's kid of that universe. And we could still get a Spider-Man, and if Tobey does die in the Spider-Man 4, we could still get, like, a leading up in the Spider-Man 4. It leads up to Secret Wars. We could still have it that way. Or Sadie Sink isn't Mayday Parker, and we could still just get, and if they do kill Tobey in this world, we can then get, a lead up to Secret Wars. Or he doesn't die in Secret Wars, and it takes place after Secret Wars, where, we go back with him and his kid and MJ, and we see how their life has been after the events of Secret Wars. It could go either way, or it could go the two ways I said with Miles Morales. I don't think they're going to go that route, because I do think that they are building up to a Miles. We've seen it with, again, like Uncle Aaron being Donald Glover, being the Prowler, and then I think the one actress from The Bear being cast, I think that's going to be Miles Morales' mom. I feel like they're leading up to us getting introduced to Miles Morales, if not in Spider-Man Brand New Day, but like a Spider-Man 5. Who knows? Literally only... Okay, read that. You said if Sony has learned their lesson, they will do Spider-Man 4. You said it, Marvel. You said it. Love talking about this, guys. I just want to say thank you for talking about this with me. This was super, super fun. I love talking about it. Talk about the potential Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi, Kirsten Dunst, and of course, Tobey Maguire. Time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. But I love talking about that. Now going on to Marvel Legends. I do want to talk about Marvel Legends because we got some things to talk about regarding Marvel Legends. So, this is regarding the Daredevil Born Again figures being spotted at Target. They released early. Now, mind you, my Daredevil Born Again figure isn't slated until November. But Target's getting them early. And I bought mine on Amazon. I believe also, I think if I'm correct, I can't remember if Troy told me on Hasbro they got moved up to sometime this October. I think he said October 13th. They got moved up on Hasbro Pulse. But mine is still slated for November. So I'm keeping a lookout for these figures at my Target. Now, there's a chance my Target said that they could be getting them in sometime after the 5th. So sometime after this Sunday, they could be getting them this upcoming week, or they could be getting them on Sunday. Who knows? Long story short is if I come across these figures, the Daredevil Born Again Daredevil figure, I am going to be getting it at the store, and I'm going to be canceling my pre-order. But another employee, when I called them this morning, told me that they're doing a kind of like what's the word? A restock of the figure section in the next 2 weeks. So I don't know who's kind of telling the truth there. That's another thing I don't like about employees sometimes is they don't, I feel like they all say different things, and it's kind of annoying. I really feel like I really wish that the bosses would kind of like tell them what's going on, instead of like one employee saying one thing, another employee saying another. It's very confusing. So I'm going to go in on Sunday. Hopefully they have these on the shelf, I'm hoping, or sometime this upcoming week. I hate how sometimes workers can be very inconsistent. It's kind of annoying. Speaking on Daredevil, Zach, I sent you a video on Discord. Yeah, it is. I saw it. It's like the 3D printed Daredevil helmet. We could probably watch that. I walked into Walmart today seeing the War Machine and Omega Red 2-packs. Yeah, I have that 2-pack. It is pretty cool. I like that 2-pack. But, yeah, so these are coming out early. So check your local Targets. They could literally be out, like, now at your local Target or sometime this upcoming week or sometime this weekend. Keep a lookout at your local Targets. If you go online, they did give us the barcode. So you can just ask them to scan the barcode at your local Target, and then they will kind of do the rest there and see if they have a shipment in, or they're getting a shipment in, or maybe they're in the back room. They'll let you know if they're getting them in or not. They'll let you know once you let them scan this. So check out your local Targets for the Daredevil Born Again Daredevil figure. I'm hoping I get my hands on it sometime this weekend or this upcoming week. I'm hoping. So the other thing I want to talk about is the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man figure, which I'm gonna see if someone posted about Daredevil, which I'm gonna repost this, by the way, so you guys can like use this. So you don't have to look it up. You just go on my X and you'll see it on my repost. I might have to look it up. Magic Spider-Man. Do I have to look at Target? Okay, here we go. I just want to shout out to In Pursuit Toys because I follow them over on Instagram and they're always on it. Okay, reading off of what you guys said, you said, read that. You said I gotta find this Daredevil. Yeah, I don't got patience. Amazon. Wait, Amazon, laughing my ass off. Yeah, Amazon, I will admit, has been lacking. I will admit that. I mean, mind you, all stores are lacking, to be honest. And that's, I feel like, why we're going to, like, where Amazon is going to be, like, regardless of Amazon lacking occasionally, I feel like that's why everything is going to be going on Amazon. Like, all stores are going to be closing, and Amazon's going to be, like, the main thing. I hate to say it, but like I feel like that's where we're kind of going with things, to be honest. But the Magic the Gathering figure is now hitting Targets as well. So this is really cool because I believe that this thing for GameStop is set for the 10th of October. I think it's set for the 10th of October. Technically, when I looked it up on GameStop, though, it didn't say October anymore. So I think you could just find this at your local GameStop. I think that they're just out now. They don't have a specific date anymore because they were set for like the 29th, I think, of September, but then they got moved to the 10th, and then and now it's just up now where you could just go check out your local GameStops and then they might have it. But this is actually hitting the store shelves now at Target. The Magic the Gathering, the Battle Damage Spider-Man figure is actually hitting Targets now. My Target said, along with the Daredevil, they could be getting them in sometime after the 5th of October, so this upcoming week, or sometime actually on Sunday on the 5th. They could be actually putting it out on that day. Who knows? Regardless, I'm going to keep a lookout. I have mine set for the 10th, though, so if I go check it out on Sunday and they don't have it, and if they don't have it on Monday, I'm probably just going to wait to get mine on Amazon on the 10th, which of course the 10th is next, I believe it's next Friday, I believe the 10th. So that's when I'm going to be getting my Battle Damage Spider-Man in. If I don't find this in the store and my Target this upcoming week, I'm actually going to be getting this at coming in on Amazon next Friday. And I'm also going to be picking up my Emma Frost from X-Men 97 at GameStop on Friday. So long story short, if I don't find the Daredevil and if I don't find the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man, I technically am going to be getting this next Friday. So if I don't find it this upcoming week, I'll be getting it on Friday. And then the Daredevil, yeah, it sucks. I'll keep a lookout at my local store if I don't find it this week. But I am getting him in November. So it's like I'm not waiting that long, to be honest. So I'm not too stressed out about it because it's like early November. I'm getting the Daredevil if I don't find him. But I have a feeling I'm relatively at the store, so I feel like I will find them. So I'll probably end up getting them. I'll keep you guys posted if I end up finding them or not. But yeah, it's one of them things though where it sucks because people in LA are getting these at their Targets and like other places. There's like a code right there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to like, you'll probably be able to get a screen grab and then just zoom in and you can have them probably scan this. Or there we go. There's the barcode right there. So if you want the barcode to check out for the Magic the Gathering Battle Damage Spider-Man Marvel Legends, you can actually screen grab this barcode. I reposted this up on my X here. So if you don't want to screen grab it now, you can go to the actual In Pursuit Toys repost of me reposting them up on my X right here. And then you can just show the Target employee and have them scan it and see if they have any in stock. I don't know if any of you guys are actually going to be picking up these figures, but these are two figures I actually have on pre-order, but I wouldn't mind getting them earlier. So I'm hoping I get them as soon as this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. The luxury for toy collectors in LA, I know, right? They're very, very lucky of the figure spots they have out there, but also everything else. They're very, very lucky, to be honest. I can't remember. Is this the drink I brought upstairs? I have to go get a new drink at some point, but I did want to talk about that, so I'm glad we talked about that. We have a couple of also videos I do want to watch. Jamigi did send me Cleva's Multiverse, a new video by Cleva's Multiverse. I want to give a shout out to him because I really do love his videos. And I watched a couple of his older ones today. I can't remember the one I watched today, so we'll have to we'll go there because I know which video it is because he just posted a new video, but also it should show me the latest video I watched by him today. So let's go to my subscriptions. We're going to watch that video first, and then we'll probably go check out the Daredevil 3D printed helmet. We'll check that out too, which I knew about 3D printed Daredevil helmets. I've known about them because I own one. The place to get 3D printed Daredevil helmets is Etsy, but if you want to make them yourself, you got to get a 3D printer, which they're super expensive. They're pretty pricey depending on which 3D printers you get. Zach, I'm thinking about getting Marvel Legends. Which figure do you recommend I start with? Oh my god, bro. It depends. It all depends on what you're wanting to spend for your first one. To be honest, I know you love Spider-Man a lot. I would think for your first Marvel Legends, I think you should go for the Maximum Spider-Man figure, bro. I think you'll love it. I think it's worth the money, and it's probably the best articulated Spider-Man figure. So I recommend going for something like that if you're going to go for Spider-Man off rip. Definitely go check out Amazon, see how much they're charging for it, but I would definitely recommend checking out Hasbro Pulse because you're going to find it retail. Amazon might be charging a little bit more for it, so I definitely recommend going to Pulse. I believe it is still up. So I'd recommend going to them. You can download the Amazon, the Hasbro Pulse. I think they have an app, I believe. I think I have the app, I believe. I could be wrong. I think I do. Yeah, I do. There's a Hasbro Pulse app, which is free to download, or you could just do it through the website. So, but you'll have to make an account if you're gonna order through Hasbro Pulse. But if you're going like through X-Men, which I know you like X-Men 97, you can get the X-Men 97 figures. Stores are getting the GameStops are just getting in the Jubilees, the Morphs. Some GameStops still have Gambits, so you could go start collecting your X-Men 97. It all depends on what you want to start with, bro. I mean, there's so many options, but I do think if you're going to start with Spider-Man, you should get the Maximum Spider-Man. It's a great figure. I'll add it to the list. Steve Rogers, Captain America, Winter Soldier. Yeah, that's a great figure too. I own that figure. It's a relatively cheap figure too. So you could easily get that on Big Bad Toy Store, on Amazon. I don't know if they still have that figure up on Pulse. I believe it's a pretty older one. So I recommend going to Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, stuff like that. Yeah. I'll look at some X-Men figures. Yeah, definitely go to Big Bad Toy Store. You're gonna the best places to start out collecting Marvel Legends is Big Bad Toy Store. They're relatively cheap, but you're gonna have to do $4 shipping. And then it's also Amazon. Two best places where you're gonna get the best deals. I recommend checking out both of those. You said I own too much Spider-Man merch. Same. But yeah, let's go to Cleva's Multiverse. Let's go to him real quick. So we're gonna watch this. Are collectors even truly happy? We're gonna watch this one. I believe I watched. Which one did I watch earlier today? No, I didn't watch that one today. Which one did I watch? Lies collect. No, it wasn't the lies collectors tell themselves. I don't think that was that one. Maybe if. No, I'm not gonna go there. I can't remember which one it was. Would you still collect if no one's even ever saw it? I watched this one today. This was a good one. Shout out to you, bro. You're great. I love the videos. I know you occasionally watch these streams, so I don't know if you'll watch the rewatch, or maybe you're in here now, or maybe you'll be in here in a few minutes. But I love the videos, bro. Keep them coming. I go back and check out your older videos, bro. They're great. And they just get better as you kept going with YouTube. They just keep getting better and better. And just the ideas you come up with of like, and it's something no one does. Like, no one talks about this stuff. And I said it before, but like, it's just, they're perfect. And they really resonate with me. I love them. Does Hasbro have a new Marvel rival? I did not watch this one. We'll check this one out too. I haven't watched this one, I believe. Why most collectors are miserable and don't even know it. I think I watched this one. Yeah, we watched that one, I think, the first time. You said, what about in-person buying? Okay, so in-person buying, Target's a good place. Target's having a lot of sales lately on Marvel Legends. So, for instance, Banshee, the mini comic wave, like the first mini comic wave, a lot of those are going up for sale right now. So, like, Banshee, I believe, is going up for sale. I believe also the X-Men, was it the X-Men, I forget what, I think it's Uncanny Jean is also on sale, the green and the yellow. I think she's on sale. So some Targets are having some sales, so I definitely recommend going to Target. Check out your local Target, see if there's any sales going on. A lot of the times there are for a lot of the peg warmers. About damn time, that's the way I say it, because it took them forever to give some sale prices for them. Some prices I think should be cheaper because they've been peg warming for a while. But you got to get a sale where you can get a sale. You know what I mean? I commend them for giving us a sale when they do. So I definitely recommend checking out your Target. Walmart is a good place to check it out, but you're likely not going to find sales a lot at Walmart more than you're going to find them at Target. So yeah, I recommend definitely going to check out your Target. Go check out your GameStop. Especially if you have a membership at GameStop, you get $5 off. So that's technically, you're getting it, you know what I mean? You're getting it kind of down priced. So, you know what I mean? I definitely recommend if you're going to start collecting, I recommend you get a GameStop membership, because it's not a bad thing to have when you collect. It saves you some money, to be honest. You might have to wait a bit longer for some pre-orders, but you save some money. So that's the way I see it. So I recommend those things. I'm not a huge online shopper. I don't blame you. Scalpers, yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Remember seeing an Ultimate X-Men Wolverine figure at my GameStop. Yeah, definitely, like I said, check out your GameStop, Targets. I definitely recommend checking those two stores out. I think you'll get your bang for your buck, especially as of late. A lot of the older figures are starting to down price, so I recommend it. Guys, I'm going to go get a drink real quick, and then we're going to watch the latest video by Clevas, and then I forget what else we're going to do. I'm trying to think of... Oh, speaking of which, I just want to let you guys know, while we talk about this, before we go on to this, let me do this real quick. Let's go to my channel. Let's go to... I did not have it listed here? Okay, I don't have it listed here. I thought I did. Okay. I'm just going to say it. This is the last... This is kind of the last of me letting you guys know that the sale is ending. The whole shop sale for my merch shop is ending tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. So if you're going to get any of my merch on my Etsy shop, I recommend doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day for the 10% off Hero, all caps 10. That's the code to get 10% off of my merch shop. I let you guys know about it, I believe, on Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday. I let you guys know that I was doing a 10% off of my whole merch shop. You get 10% off of all of the hoodies, shirts, hats, whatever. 10% off using code HERO, all caps with with the number 10. If you're gonna get any, get it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day for this for the 10% off. So I would just want to clarify that. I probably should have let you guys know. I mean, if you guys follow me over on Instagram, or I let you guys know over on Discord, community tab, I let you guys know everywhere, but I just want to do the final, like, last call for it, because tomorrow is going to be the last day for the 10% off whole merch shop for the Heroverse merch. So if you're going to get anything, get it tomorrow. I had to remind my sister and her boyfriend, because they're getting Heroverse hats. So I said, you better get it tomorrow or today, because tomorrow is going to be the last day for it. So I was like, you better get it tonight or tomorrow. So like I said, guys, go check it out. I'm going to actually drop a link to the merch shop again. I'm sure I need to add it to the link tree. I don't know why I haven't yet. I probably should. I haven't done it yet, and I kind of regret not doing it, but I'm going to be doing it probably tomorrow. I'll probably add it to the what you call link tree. I'll probably add it at some point. But share it, copy, paste. You said the Gamerverse Juggernaut been starting to show up in GameStops. Yeah, JJ, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that Juggernaut. It looks cool. I don't think I need him. But yeah, it is cool that he's hitting like GameStops and stuff. That's pretty cool, bro. So like I said, last roll call for the merch, for the 10% off, you know what I mean, code, which again is Hero, all caps, and the number 10 over on the merch. The Etsy merch shop link is up if you guys want to go check it out, see what you like there, and go cop some merch. Like I said, I just wanted to let you guys know, but I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a drink, and then we're going to watch Art Collectors Even Truly Happy. We're going to watch this, and then I actually think there's some gameplay for the My Hero game. They did like a little bit like of a gameplay and giving some I guess giving some more information about the My Hero game. We're going to watch that, and then maybe we'll watch some unboxings, I think. I don't know, maybe the unboxings, I'm not too sure. I don't want to be on stream for too long. I just want to kind of talk about the topics I want to talk about, and then kind of go from there. All right. Your boy is back. All right. We're going to watch this. I also charged the headset too, so that's really, really nice.
To be passion. But
all right, let's go back. All right, let's like it. All right. Let's see what bro has to say.
Are collectors ever truly happy? It's a question that we don't really like to ask out loud like that, because
hey, he's got Shu McGrath or
it's supposed to be joy.
Toast.
It's supposed to be passion. But if we're being honest, how many times have you had this happen? The figure arrives, you slice it out the shipping box, you pull it out, maybe pose it for a couple of minutes, and before that plastic smell has even faded, your brain is already thinking pre-order, talking about what's next. That voice right there never shuts off. Big or small, it's always the same cycle. So that's the question that I want to dig into today. Are we ever truly happy with what it is that we have? Or are we just chasing the idea of happiness that seems to be just one figure away? Stick around.
Oh, nice. I just wish it wasn't $70. Yeah. The chase versus the high.
For a lot of us collectors, the happiness doesn't come from the figure itself. It's really in the anticipation. Think about it. The announcement drops, and all of a sudden we feel alive. The comments are buzzing, your group chats light up, and everybody's talking about it. And then comes the actual hunt. Maybe we start stalking those Target shelves. Maybe we start smashing that pre-order button. Maybe we're just refreshing our tracking information like 5 times a day, trying to see what's going on. That feeling right there, that's the high. And when that figure finally lands in our hands, don't get me wrong, there's joy there. But a lot of the times, it's surprisingly and shockingly short-lived. The box goes straight to the shelf or it goes right in the closet. The dopamine wears off faster than it even hits you. And right there, in real time, the cycle repeats itself. And that seems to be happening more and more all of the time. Be honest though, how many of you have had that exact moment? You open up the figure, you pose it maybe once or twice, and before it's even settled on the shelf, you're already thinking about the next pre-order. I know I can't be the only one. And that seems to be happening to me more and more.
I will agree with him because I'm not going to lie. Last night, I got my Jubilee from X-Men 97 Wave 4, I believe. And also my Morph. I just got them in. And they actually came in earlier. The thing also, I want to talk about GameStop too, because GameStop really pisses me off. And it's been a thing lately where like, I'll call them because I want to know if my pre-order, my Morph came in. Because apparently Morph was supposed to come in on, I think they were supposed to all come in, all the X-Men 97 wave was supposed to come in on the 29th of September. It got moved to the 10th. And then Morph got moved up, like, and stayed on like the 20 something. He got like moved up. I found out, and then they told me, oh, that's just like when it's going to be leaving the warehouse, not when it's going to be at the store. I was like, okay. Little do I know, this week, I called the week of, they told me to call, and they told me that I searched up. I called them the week of, that the dude said it was going to be, that there's a chance it could be showing up, my pre-order. I searched up on the GameStop app. Hey, I was like Morph, X-Men 97, Marvel Legends. I searched it up. It said, like, it had limited stock at my GameStop. I was like, okay, so it must have came in. Why the hell didn't I get a call? Mind you, it was early in the morning, and I believe it was on a Wednesday that I searched it up. And I was like, maybe it came in today, or maybe it could have been sitting since Monday, or maybe since the week before when I called, and the dude told me that, oh, no, that's not right, because it was a couple of days after the street date, or at least I thought it was the street date when it said it was going to be out. Mind you, I didn't know it moved up even more from the 29th of September when it said it was going to come out and all the other X-Men 97 figures were going to come out. Because I knew those moved to the 10th, but I didn't know Morph moved up. So, you know what I mean? Instead of moving up to the 10th of October. So, it was there. I tried calling them like 4 times. They didn't pick up the phone. And I go in, and it's the same people that never pick up the phone. And I was like, of course. I was like, they didn't pick up the phone. Shocker. And and no one was in the store. It was maybe a couple minutes after they opened, and they were on their phones. And that really bothered me, because it's like, this is why I only have 2 GameStops that are open in my city now. Like, 2 GameStops that are open. The only reason this one is still staying open, I believe, is because it's in a mall. And then the other one is whatever. So I was like, this is why our stores are closing, our GameStops are closing, because you guys aren't answering the phones when you're supposed to. And I understand they usually say, oh, we don't answer the phones when there's employees here, or not employees here, when there's customers here, and we got to tend to them first. But there was no one in the building, and like the store just opened, and I called like 4 times, and they were on their phones when I walked in. I was like, of course, but they did have it. I should have asked him how long has my Morph been sitting there, because he was supposed to be out way sooner. Like I said, he was slated for like the 21st of September, and he wasn't there until like the following week. Or like, for all I know, he could have been there sooner. Maybe it wasn't the following week. Maybe he came in a few days prior. But I was just annoyed because, one, I didn't get a call. I don't know how long my Morph has been sitting there. And I don't know how long Jubilee's been out either, because I haven't been stalking GameStop to find out when they're getting these figures in. So it just bothers me that they're supposed to call you when your pre-orders come in. I didn't get any call. It just bothered me. But I do agree with him, though. I opened up the figures a couple days after. I just opened them up yesterday. My Morph and my Jubilee. I opened them up regarding to what he's saying, and I put them up, and then I kind of just like didn't think about them. I just put them up, kept doing what I was doing, and I was kind of like already on to thinking about other pre-orders. For instance, the All Might figure, the armored up All Might figure, like, just went up on pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store from season 7 of My Hero, the armored up All Might. Like that went up, and I just instantly like thought about pre-ordering that. I wasn't even thinking about my X-Men 97 figures anymore. I was kind of just on to the next thing that dropped, and that was kind of like my next focus. Like I wasn't even like I do agree with them. It's gone to the point where like originally I remember when I first got figures, I would literally just all I would think about is them. And now it's to the point where I feel like I am getting a little bit too used to just getting a figure, putting it up on the shelf and kind of not thinking, like, you know what I mean? Like not messing around with it a lot, or not kind of like, being happy and excited that I got it. It's kind of just on to the next thing. I do agree with what he's saying with this though, because I do feel like it's gotten to that where I feel like I'd spend a little bit more time with my figures and really enjoy the unboxing part. But like I said, as of right now, since I've been doing it for so long, like I don't even really enjoy technically unboxing figures on video anymore. Because like I said, you guys know why I felt very burnout to the point of like I would wait to open my figures until I made a video, but I'm so busy that I don't have time to make a video, so I let figures just sit. And then by the time I would get to them, the hype over me getting that figure would be gone, and me being excited to open the figure would be kind of gone too. And it's not a good feeling. So that's why even now that I'm not making videos on figures, it still takes me a while before I can feel like I can open them, because I'm busy around my house. Like I'm living, my house is craziness essentially. Like I'm the only one that helps in my house. So like I barely have the time to like open my figures when I get them. Like I'm kind of always busy helping out my parents. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's one of them things where I get what he's saying.
All the time. I'm constantly checking myself. And honestly, I'm one of the people that probably says no a lot more than I say yes. And even now I have a hard time appreciating drops a lot of the time. This is why I love to say that less really is more. When it comes to Marvel vs. Street Fighter, you guys can go back and check.
I personally think Hasbro should take 3 to 4 months break before showing new figures from time to time. JJ, you said it. Me and my bro Troy have been talking about this for months. I do think so people can appreciate what they have. They should be like releasing maybe 2 to 3 figures a month. And then they should like wait a span of a month, like 1 month where they don't release new figures, and then maybe at least a couple of weeks before they do maybe they release a new figure on the last month of that second month. Maybe like 1 new figure, or maybe they don't release they release 3 figures a month and then they skip a month and then they release 3, like something. I don't know, but I do feel like since they're constantly putting new figures up on pre-order, constantly dropping all the figures in 1 week, because I feel like that's what the X-Men 97 figures, if you got them on Amazon, they essentially released them all on 1 day, and then other Marvel Legends items as well, like their roleplay stuff they released on the same day. Like they're bombarding us, and it's hard to kind of get all the money together when you release everything in 1 week. It's hard to get all the money together, or on 1 day. So it's kind of like I do think they need to spread them out, where it's like maybe you release like 2 figures a month, 3 figures a month, and you don't release the same like 2 figures in 1 week, because it's not. Some people don't have the money to be like paying off all figures in 1 week. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't have that, and it's just very frustrating. You said I personally read that. You said I am thinking of what our parents used to tell us when we were younger. It always is the next thing. I guess that is just all just the kid in all of us. Yeah, seriously. Hey, what's up, Jamaica? But yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that like I feel like they shouldn't be releasing all pre-orders on 1 week or 1 day. I just feel like it's not good. It's not. And that's why I feel like, because a lot of the times when they do that, it's like you don't have enough money, or you don't realize that they're going to release them all in that 1 day. Or at least I wish they would keep the pre-order day that they have set, so we know when to get that figure. When they move figures up, sometimes it's in our favor, but a lot of the times it's when we don't have money when they decide to move it up, and then we can't get the figure, and then we have to worry about scalpers, we have to worry about losing out on it, and then we have to worry about like buying it from a scalper and having to pay overprice. It's just a lot to it, and it sucks, to be honest.
Been on that time since Jada Toys first started putting out their Street Fighter line. I was putting together the characters that made the most sense, because at that time Marvel did not have a Gamerverse line. And to be honest, even though it didn't match 100% of the time, It really didn't bother me that my Venom was black and not blue. It didn't bother me that my Spider-Man was red and black instead of the SH Figure Arts one. None of that really mattered. I felt like I had something accurate for that time. Speaking of time, I was doing it on my own time. Nobody was really checking for the things that I was checking for. That really wasn't a direction. If I had some extra money at the end of the week, then it was what it was. Every figure that I was putting together felt like a little brick in my own personal Empire State Building. Slow and steady, I was making it happen. But the minute that Hasbro dropped that Gamerverse live stream, that all went out the window. Overnight, I was in a competition with everybody. And now I feel like everybody's gonna be looking for the same characters that I've been looking for. And now everything's not gonna be as nonchalant. You combine that with the fact that now Hasbro wants to do double packs instead of singles. Make half of them store exclusives.
I hate that.
And for the first time,
he knows it. He hates it too.
Start getting them out sooner rather than later. Now I'm getting them in 2 at a time, week after week. I'm replacing one Captain America with another Captain America, or this Silver Samurai with a new Silver Samurai. The thing is though, I already had one up there. And to be honest with you, it's just not hitting the same. The combination of all of that together has really changed my experience when it comes to that section. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just about figures. This is really about how happiness shifts once the chase turns into ownership. And this isn't even unique to collecting. It's human psychology. Sneakerheads know it. Gamers know it. Even tech fans with the next iPhone know it. The chase, a lot of the times, feels better than the ownership. The same thing goes for comic readers waiting for that next issue, or card collectors hunting down that rare pull. It doesn't really matter the hobby. The wanting and the waiting often outweigh the having.
Yeah, a little bit. I see what you're saying.
Every collector has said it. Once I get this one, I'm done. But let's be honest, that's a lie that we all tell ourselves, because the finish line is always moving. A shelf is never complete.
The finish line is gonna keep moving as long as Hasbro
that we're chasing happiness
continues to build a certain teams
and enough.
And
never
waves
arrives.
and things.
In my
of
very
like
first video, I broke down what it is that I see versus what it is that someone else sees when they walk into my room. I don't see what I have. I see what I'm missing. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't see what I have. I see what I'm missing. When someone says, oh, you got all the Spider-Man figures, I'm quick to be like, oh, nah, I wish. Immediately, I start thinking about the Spider-Man figures that I don't have. Like the SH Figure Art Spider-Man. Or I think about the Spider-Man that I missed out on, like the Maximum Spider. When somebody says to me, oh, you got all the villains, or you got the whole rogue gallery, or when they're just appreciating what it is I have, it's like I can't even allow myself that, because all I see is the flaws. I'm thinking how I don't have the Lizard, or how I skipped out on Craven. I never see what's in front of me, even though it's right there. What I see is what isn't there. And somehow that becomes more prevalent. Part of the reason for that is that collecting by nature is defined by what's missing, the grail you haven't found, that wave that hasn't been released, the character the company hasn't gotten to yet. And if happiness is always tied to that one missing piece, then by definition, it's always gonna be just out of reach. And that's why so many collectors look at entire rooms full of figures and just feel restless. It's not because their collection isn't amazing. It really is because enough just doesn't exist. It's really like chasing the horizon. The closer that you get, the further it moves away. That's why whole rooms full of figures can feel incomplete. It's not about what's there. It's really about what's out of reach. That doesn't mean collecting is hopeless. Actually, it's far from it. There are some moments of real, lasting happiness in this hobby. The kind that likes to really stick with us. Like when we finally track down that figure that we always wanted as a kid. The one that we could never afford, or the one that we just never found on the shelves. The way that I was able to come across Devastator after all of those years had passed. That's just something that hits different. And it can't even be replaced like that. Not even if I tried. When we build up a display that tells a story, our story, and we stop and we think to ourselves, yeah, this feels like me. This entire room is that for me. All of this right here is something that I built from the ground up. This right here explains me on so many different levels. You could write a book about it. The amount of metaphors and reminders of my life and my personality in this room are second to none. This right here is my story in real time, and it's constantly evolving. And even when we share a collection with someone else, whether it's a family member, a friend, or somebody that you just met online, and for that moment, we don't feel weird or misunderstood. We feel connected. Those right there are the moments that go beyond plastic. That's the happiness that sometimes we overlook because we're too worried about the next thing. Those right there are the moments that I think that we should appreciate the most. Everything in moderation. It's cool to be out there chasing a new thing, but there's something to be said about appreciating what it is that you already have. Sometimes the best stories are like the best movies. The original will always be king.
Happiness.
And here's something that I've noticed throughout my time in this hobby. Collecting happiness is not one size fits all. Some of us find joy in the hunt. They love the chase, the thrill of tracking something down, the satisfaction of finally landing it. Some of us could care less, and by the time they got in the game, that was a thing of the past. Amazon 2-day shipping is all they know, and they looking at me like I'm a dinosaur. Others find joy in the curating aspect of collecting. Their joy isn't in actually owning everything, and it's really about more carefully building a shelf that represents who they are. And that's why I'm big on themes and trying to bring to life stories and events that I grew up with. I don't really want just some random shelf of characters. That doesn't really do it for me. I'm more about bringing to life the stories that I remember. That's my cup of tea right there. And at the same time, other collectors find joy in sharing and posting pictures, swapping stories, or just connecting with other collectors who get it. The point is, happiness in collecting is real. It just looks different depending on the type of collector that you are. So just to circle back, are collectors ever truly happy? The answer is yes, but not in the way that you may think, because happiness doesn't live in the next pre-order or in that unopened box that we have next to us. And it's not even about the number of figures on your shelf. The happiness lives in the meaning behind those figures, the memories, the nostalgia, the identity, the community. The figures themselves aren't the happiness. They're the reminders. They're the mirrors, the reflections of the stories that we carry with us. So maybe the real question isn't if we're truly happy. Maybe it's if we even recognize the happiness that's already staring back at us from our shelves. So maybe the better challenge is this. Before you click on a pre-order tonight, take some time to actually look around at your shelves. Look at your collection and ask yourself, am I chasing happiness or am I already surrounded by it?
That's deep.
Time. Peace.
That's deep too. I get what he's saying too. I get it. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys kind of feel how he's feeling, how he's saying things? Like, I get it though. Like, I really, really get the fact of like, me and Troy talk about all the time. Like, we want to sit back and kind of appreciate what we have, and really take it in. But I even find that there are days where I'm like, and again, it's when you get into the habit of collecting and always getting something in. Even when you don't get something, you want to go find something. It's crazy, like that feeling of like when you don't, because it's like, even after I got Morph Up, even after I got the Gyrick head on the Professor X body. And it was fun for me getting all that up, kind of reconfiguring things, kind of playing with things for a bit, kind of making the shelves look a little bit more, unique. Because I'm in the process right now getting all the X-Men 97 members as I can, because that's what I want to do. I want to build that team up. And I don't think it's ever going to stop if they keep making X-Men 97 stuff. Like, I'm going to, of course, get the ones I want to get. Like, for instance, I'm not getting the Logan figure. I don't care to get that figure. I didn't think I wanted to get Cable, but since I have the Marvel vs. Capcom Cable, like the one that was a part of the Zabu Cable, part of that Zabu wave, I got that Cable, but I now want this Cable because it fits in tonally with my team, with the collection. So I understand what he's saying is that it's very rare I get a figure that doesn't fit into the narrative that I am setting for myself. For the teams, like for instance, I have pretty much all the Infinity War lineup of characters. I pretty much have all of them. Of course, there's some that I don't have. Like, I've been holding off on Drax, Mantis, you know, like that group of people that were up on Titan. I have, like, of course, Thanos now, the Iron Man now, Doctor Strange, but I still need, and of course the Iron Spider-Man, but I still need to get Drax, Mantis, Quill. Like, there are members that I don't have, but I have the ground level team that were fighting in Wakanda. Like, I have groups. I have the new Avengers from the MCU, the new not the new Avengers, like the Thunderbolts Avengers, like new Avengers, but like the team I assume Sam is going to build up. Like, I have my teams that I built, the villains that I build up, and stuff like that. It's very rare I get a figure that doesn't fit into the narrative of something I'm trying to, like, showcase, of a team or like a sequence or something. I get what he's saying, because he collects like teams and builds like things that he wants to do in terms of like teams and things that, you know, you represent stuff that, you know, he might have watched or he might have, like, you know, read. I'm right there with him, like that for me with like the MCU, but even with the comic book stuff. Like, I'm doing it a lot with like the like, I'm starting to build up my Dark Avengers. I have some members, but some I don't have yet, because some that the Marvel Legends made a couple of the ones that they're hard to get, like the Patriot, Norman Osborn, or like the Taskmaster or something. There's things I still need for those shelves, but they do feel incomplete to me. Like, I'm happy that I have them the way I have them, but they don't feel complete. So I do understand when he's saying that, like, you could look at a shelf and feel like it doesn't look complete. I'm going what I'm saying was, like, he said that someone can come in your room and say, like, oh, you have all of the Spider-Man figures, and you know you don't. Like, you'd be like, oh, you have all the Avengers Infinity War. It's like, no, I actually don't. So it's like, I understand that. It's like you instantly go to that to not what you have. You're like, oh, I still need to get these, this, and that. And so it's like, it is a part of, it's just the collector mentality of, like, if you have teams and things that you build up, you know what you don't have, and that's kind of what you're focused on. Or, like, that's kind of the first narrative that you go to when someone says that when you look at your teams, you're like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. And I'm trying to kind of, you know, get out of that headspace where I'm, like, just appreciative of what I have and just grateful for what I get. And I'm trying to, like, consume it more of, like, when I get things in, to kind of take it in and kind of, you know, have that thrill of getting it in finally, and not kind of letting it, you know, dissipate. Because I am still grateful I was able to get Morph and Jubilee. And, you know what I mean? But my mind is kind of like, when am I getting Emma Frost in? When am I getting the Daredevil fit? Like, I'm already on trying to now find the Daredevil and Magic the Gathering Spider-Man. Even though I already have them on pre-order, I still want to go out and find them. It's still being like, knowing what I don't have and that people are getting it. It's like I want it, and it's like, that's what I'm focused on. And I'm trying not to be like that. So I get what he's saying. That's exactly what is right there. We see things almost, yeah. So yeah, when it comes to collecting, exactly. I agree, bro. I agree. It's like, because like I said, I know I don't have all the Infinity War. Like, I still need to get the Outriders, but it comes down to the pricing of the Outriders. It's like, I'll wait on it, but it's like when I have it, I choose not to get it, but I know I don't have it, and that's what I'm focused on. So it's like, I get what you're saying completely, because I like to complete my teams, and like, when I look at my teams, I know what I don't have. Like, when I was reconfiguring and I put up Morph and Jubilee, I was like, but I don't have the right, cable. Even though I have a cable, I'm like, it's not the right one. It doesn't fit the narrative. And it's almost like I was looking at it, and I know there's something that shouldn't be there. It's out of place. It's like, that doesn't belong here. And it's like, I'm already focused on now wanting to get that. And I'm already focused on, like, kind of not thinking about Morph and Jubilee anymore, and I'm now thinking about what I don't have, and now people are getting. It's just like, it's the collector brain, and it's like, sometimes I want to get out of that and kind of just be like, because in the beginning it was not like that, what I didn't have. It was like what I was getting, and then I would just be happy, and I wasn't really like going on to the next thing. But like, in a way, I was, though, because you can't not stop collecting, if that makes any sense, because when you start collecting, you're like, oh, but I need this. I need this member if it's a part of a team or whatever, or I need this, or I need that. Like, it kind of snowball effects, and that kind of goes to what your other video was, is that when you start collecting, it is a snowball effect where you think you're going to get certain figures, but it's snowball effects. Like, I thought I would never get comic-based figures. It snowballed. And I'll admit, it snowballed. I was strictly MCU figures. That's how it started. It snowball affected, and now I'm trying to build out teams, trying to do this, trying to do that, and occasionally, every now and then, I'll get a single figure that might not fit a narrative team. But then when other figures come out to that team, I then start building upon that team because now I have it. So it's kind of like it doesn't stop. The collecting brain of mine doesn't stop. It just keeps rolling. So I don't know. I'm glad. For instance, like I thought to myself, oh, I'm good. You know, so I got the figures that, you know, because I had to cancel some pre-orders, like I said, the X-Men 97, because they were all coming out all at once on Amazon, which sucks. I hated that they were doing that. How they had a set date, but they moved everything up to one certain day. I didn't have enough money for that, so I had to cancel them, get them through GameStop, so that because they were at a later date. And I was like, okay, they're all going to come out on this later date, but then they still move around things. And it's like, I'm glad that I got them. And I thought to myself, you know what? Like, I can actually stop getting figures for a while. I have no more figures on pre-order because I got my Emma Frost next week. And then I got my Magic the Gathering Spider-Man next week. And then after that, I'm kind of all set and good. But then, little did I know, SH Figure Arts decides to put up for pre-order. Big Bad Toy Store decides to put up the SH Figure Arts Armored All Might. They decide to put that up, and that's instantly what my brain goes to. And is like, okay, let me go pre-order that. When I just said I'm glad that I don't have pre-orders, and then I find out that's now a pre-order I'm doing. I'm glad, though, I don't have to worry about it because it's not until May of next year. Like, it's an early birthday present to me myself. I was like, you know what? It doesn't come out until May. That's around my birthday. Whatever, but it's like the pre-order doesn't stop. There's always going to be another pre-order. There's always going to be something Hasbro comes up with that I feel like I'm going to want. And it's just one of them things where it's like a lot of other hobbies aren't like this quick. And that's just because Hasbro just keep putting out stuff. I do think it gets to the point where I think things could get better if Hasbro would kind of stop the machine a bit. Like the releasing pre-order after pre-order, but it is a business at the end of the day, and I know that, and I know it's never going to stop. So you just got to really go into what you were saying, Clevo, when you said that, like, you really got to put it in the perspective of what figures you need and what you actually don't need, what fit into your collection and what you don't need. That's what I've been thinking about lately. Like, I don't necessarily want Roberto. I'm not getting him. I necessarily don't want that Wolverine because it's like, I don't need him. I have so many Wolverines. So I know what I want and what I don't want. And now I'm honestly thinking, I was thinking before, do I need the Battle Damage Spider-Man? But I thought to myself, I don't have a Battle Damage Spider-Man. I have a ton of Spider-Man, but I thought to myself, do I really need him? I don't know. I feel like now that people are getting him, it's that high of that the people are getting them, and so now you want it. So it's like, now I want it. So it's like, it's very frustrating sometimes. And it's like, I think honestly, though, I am sticking to my guns on this. After these two that I'm getting this upcoming week, I'm taking a break. Like, I'm taking a literal break because I do want to start going on to other things. I do want to start collecting some other things, or just taking a break, or stacking my bread for a while until something comes out that I really do want. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, it is very annoying. We have to think like this because at some point in time, space will also become an issue. Yeah. Even if money isn't. Exactly. That's another thing, is that I do have a ton of space still left on my shelves. And I am grateful for that space. But you know what's funny? Every time I look at my shelves, I don't see the full shelves. I see the empty spaces. I see the spaces that are empty, and I'm like, how can I fill these empty spaces? And that's the thing that, like, I try not to convince myself that, like, get the ones you need, not the ones to fill the spaces. It's going to feel nice when you get the ones you want to fill those spaces. And I've always been like that. I don't get figures that I don't want. I've never done that. And it's still going to be like that. So, and that's why I'm saying this last Hasbro Pulse stream, I've been very grateful to the point on Hasbro, them not really coming out with figures I want. The only one I ordered on pre-order is that Silver Surfer. That is it. So it's one of them things where it's like, you know, I like riding that wave. Like when you sometimes it is an L Hasbro Pulse stream, and you're kind of like, I'm okay with that. It's cool. I get to save my money a bit. I said I struggle balancing between collecting physical media, games, action figures. I feel you, bro. I collect all. But the thing about me, Marvel, though, is I only collect the DVDs I know I want. I bet you're the same like that as well. But like it's very niche on the movies I buy. Like, it's very rare I buy something outside of, like, a comic movie. It's pretty rare for me. Like, especially if I like it that much to then buy it. So I don't find it I'm collecting too much physical stuff. I collect the ones I know that I really want. So it's more like, if anything, I know more of my money and time goes to just getting figures than anything else. I know that for a fact. Used to JJ, you said, I really don't want to spend 110 on Psylocke figure. Yeah, exactly. What's 110 though? What's Psylocke? Is that like the SH Psylocke or something? Yeah, same. It's just too bad there's a lot I want to, yeah. I get you. I get you. I get you. Trust me. I get it. I get it. So it's like, I don't know. I just like to sometimes sit back and just appreciate it and just kind of like look at, what I have. For me, it's beyond just comic book stuff. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Um, once I will say, once we moved my DVDs and I moved them in with my brother's DVDs, we were getting into the kick of kind of just getting DVDs and kind of getting things that we didn't have. Like, we started getting the old Power Ranger shows that we loved, that we wanted to get them on DVD, because now that we have like a place to watch all the movies, and our collections are combined, then we started getting into like speeding up the DVD collecting kick and stuff, and like we slowed down with that, and it's like, you'd be surprised what could really spark something and kind of make you kind of get things rolling. For me, it was when I really started collecting figures. It started to snowball, and I started to kind of get into comic figures, not just MCU figures. And yeah, and now I'm starting to get into anime figures and things. So it's like, yeah, it's a snowball effect. You kind of get into different genres. That's the aftermarket double pack price. Yeah. Oh, geez, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, JJ. If that is the aftermarket, that's tough. Yeah, Cleva, you understand, bro. Like, these exclusives need to stop. I completely agree with you. Me and my bro talk about it all the time. It's not fair. It's messed up. It really is messed up, the exclusives. They would make a lot more money if Hasbro would just make them and stop making them exclusives. I feel a similar way with Funko Pops. Whenever I go to a store, I see hella Funkos, my mind think I really need this, or what we said, really need this, or what if I need to save money or on something more important. That's what everybody, yeah, it's like, do I need this, or do I need to save money for something else coming down the line? It's a lot. It is a lot. I feel you, alternative. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot, guys. It is a lot. And it's kind of like when you go to the store, you already know what aisle you're going to go into. It's just, you know, and then you're thinking, what can I buy today? And it's kind of like, it's just the collecting mentality. And I try not to, like, when I go there, I'm like, I'm not buying anything today. I'm just going to go look. But it's every now and then when you find something, you're like, F it, I'll buy it. Like, I had to get my Psylocke from Canada. It was ridiculous. I refused to pay scalper prices, though. Yeah, it is ridiculous, to scalper prices. It's sad, like, you know what I mean, that scalpers have to kind of go into every collecting group. They have to kind of like ruin collecting for people, for every collecting hobby. It sucks. It really does suck. But the thing I will say to myself is, like I said, like, and off of what you were saying, and like, I only get the characters that I know I need to really complete. I think that's as of late, to really complete sets that I need to complete. It's very much been like that, and a lot of it's been for the X-Men 97 stuff. I feel like as of that late this year, it's been that. Like, that's lately what I've been collecting, is to really kind of complete the ones of the characters I know I need. And just like, I'm starting to get into like the X-Men villains from the X-Men 90 series. So like, for instance, if we ever get a Bastion, I'm probably going to get him. If we ever get I don't know who else we'd get. Like maybe a Trask or something. That'd be cool. Maybe I'd go grab him. But like, as of right now, I'm kind of collecting out that. And I'm also hoping we end up getting, like, I could find like a Patriot and kind of like, and Taskmaster that kind of stop for my Dark Avengers or something like that. I'm trying to complete that, but like, it depends on how quick, and it's always going to be like that, because it's like, you look at the shelves that aren't finished, and it's like, you can't help but be like, they're not finished, because it's like Hasbro, and it's going to be like that. You're always going to see those shelves that aren't finished because Hasbro needs to make those figures. So it's always that, and I understand that's why when comic collector, Marvel Legend collectors, like of the comic figs, are happy about the figures so they can finish their collections. I understand that, when they're like happy that they finally got them. But like, I always say, it's like, how do they, like, what do they, like, how do they think we feel for MCU when we collect the MCU figures? Because there's a lot of figures we don't even have yet. but they don't see it from our perspective sometimes, where we're still waiting to collect, like, we're still waiting for our MCU figures, you know what I mean? What exactly are scalpers? Are they bots? No, so, like, scalpers are just people that get figures or whatever it is in the collecting space and resell it. They buy it at retail and then they resell it for crazy prices. So, like, for instance, like, let's say something was $25. They might put it up to like 60, 70 bucks, $100, depending on how sought after that figure is. If it is a 2-pack and let's say it's $40, they might charge like 115, 125, 120. Like, they might skyrocket the price up. Maybe more, depending on what it is. It just depends on what they do. They do get like, you know, they do like when people say like bots, they mean like it's just they're getting like these algorithms to like buy up stock and like do that. Like, that's what they'll do. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's insane though. It is insane. So scalpers are scammers. Essentially, yeah. That's actually insane. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's sad because they ruin like hobbies. It's really messed up. But yeah, shout out to you, Clever Bro. I really, really do love the channel, man. It's great. I waited to watch this video too, because I saw it and then Jamiggy sent it to me in the Discord. And I wanted to wait because I knew it was a chill stream and I wanted to wait to watch it with everybody. Bots are weapon that scalpers use to buy all of the inventory. Yes, they do. And sell it back double the and triple the price. Exactly. It's insane. It's insane. But yeah, man, I love the channel. I appreciate you coming in here. Seriously, it's I love checking out the videos, and I can't wait to see what else you do more with the channel. Like I said, today when I was at my job, I was watching a lot of the batched videos you had, a lot of the older videos, and I was really enjoying them. And it's like every time I'm watching your videos, I'm like, wow, bro, like very insightful, but also like you get it, like you get it, and it's so great that you get it, and it's kind of like you know it's like. It's just insane because it's like I relate so much because it's like I'm thinking how you're thinking of how you collect is how I collect. Like, I collect to get like do my teams, and I have select teams, and it's like if it's really beyond that team or beyond the thing I really want to get, I won't get it. It depends on how it fits my narrative of what I'm trying to build. I completely get that. So it's like, yeah, and even for me, I'm in the minute. I think I'm in the majority. Or is it minority? I forget how you say it. It's like I'm in like the small amount of people that don't really care as much about the articulation. I've never really cared as much as other people do. Where like that's the defining factor if a figure is good or not. If for me, it's the paint apps and how like the facial render comes out of like the 3D facial render to the plastic, how it looks. That's for me personally how it is. Don't get me wrong, I like some articulation, but I'm okay if it doesn't have a shit ton like a lot of people care about. For so long, I thought it was just me. I used to sit here and I thought I was bugging. No, you're not bugging. You're not bugging. But I love the positivity, and I love how you shine a light on the negatives, but also the positive side of collecting. But even when you talk about the negatives, it's not like it doesn't feel like hate bashing. It feels like you're just saying things how it is, and and how things can get better and how you can approach things. And it's and you were even I forget what video I was watching earlier. I don't remember what it was. I think it was every collector? No, yeah, every collection has a no, that's not it. I don't think it was that one. Which one was it? I'm gonna see if I can find it. Would you still collect even if no one saw it? I watched this one earlier. I did watch this one earlier, but it was another one I watched too. I loved that video. It was really, really good. Does collect? No, that's not it. It was the one where like you said like how to start out collecting, good points to start out if you're starting a collection, if you're going to start collecting, if you're going to be ones that like if you're a box collector or you want to have your figures up on the shelf. It was that video, and I don't know which video it was, bro, but I really love that video. I don't remember which one it was. For you said, I feel like it has to be like that. If we do this, then we should be trying to make it better. I think there's a difference between complaining and being critical. I agree. I completely agree. Because I do feel like it sucks. Because I feel like I think that was my first video. Okay, then I watched that one earlier today. I did, and I was like, wow, what a great video. I was like, I like that. And I was like, I agree. I can't, it feels very much so when you have the like, for instance, I have a lot of my boxes I have in my closet or I have in storage bins. And even then, it's like, I can't imagine putting boxes up on the shelf like it's a library of just empty boxes. Like, I don't like doing that unless it works with like a background I'm trying to set. But even then, I don't like having to do that. And I'm always going to agree. For me, I always said to myself, I'm never going to be one of those people that just collects a whole bunch of figures and just leaves them in boxes. Every now and then, if it fits a journey of me trying to get a figure, I'll maybe buy a figure to put on the shelf and buy a figure to keep in box. For instance, the Rogue took me forever to find her. Yes, I ended up spending $100 to get her at a convention, but it took me forever to find her. I couldn't find her anywhere. She was a rare figure. This was at the time before they re-released her, and I took her out of the box, and then when I said if they ever re-release her, I'm going to keep her on card. They re-released her, I found her, I kept her on card. For instance, the Secret Wars Captain America. Captain America is one of my favorite characters of all time. It's him and Spider-Man, and I would say Daredevil are like my 3 favorite characters for like Marvel. So when they brought that Secret Wars Captain America figure, I was like, that's the ideal Captain America figure. I'm going to have him up. And he was hard to find at the beginning. And I said, if I ever found him, I'm going to keep him on box. Found them, kept them on box. It's very rare I do that with figures. Very rare. I believe in putting your figures up, having them up on display, posing them in fun ways, dynamic ways, and just having them up. I've never been someone that just, not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I just don't get the joy of keeping it in a box sometimes. You know what I mean? Yes, I remember that. Yeah, it looks like a library. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, bro. Like, I couldn't get with that, but it's every now and then. I think if I have a special journey and getting a figure, I'll keep one on box. So that's been pretty fun, but it's very rare. I do that. It's like very, very rare, but I don't know. It is something special though about collecting figures though, because it does remind me of childhood and characters I used to like want to be or saw like on just in a movie or a show or I saw on like an image. And now that I'm older and now I can really do it, now that I have my own money now, it's very endearing having those characters up on your shelves and you're like, wow, this is so cool. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I do it, is it's such a fun, it's just so fun getting the characters that you love to be up on the shelf. It's great. What's your 6 favorite Marvel characters? JJ, what's mine? It is Spider-Man, Daredevil, Captain America. Captain America, I would say, is like right up there with Spider-Man, like neck and neck. And I would say Daredevil may be at the number 3. Wolverine, Black Panther. I don't know. So yeah, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Captain America, Wolverine, Black Panther. Who else? On my 6th spot. I gotta really think this through. Who else? I don't know who's gonna go at that 6th spot. Who else would go there? I mean, I loved Iron Man in the beginning. I really loved Iron Man in the beginning. Not as much anymore. Maybe Thor at number 6. On the top of my head, I'm thinking it might be Thor. No. Human Torch. For sure. He's in that. He's in there. Human Torch. Yeah. I'm a sucker for Human Torch, bro. He's so sick. For sure. He's my favorite Fantastic Four member. So for sure. Yeah. I like that. Human Torch. Yeah. What's going on? Oh, not much, Malachi. We're just talking about figures, and Club is in the chat, so we're just talking to him. We just watched one of his new videos. And yeah, we're just kind of just chopping it up, talking about figures. I'm going to be getting off here in a few minutes because I don't think there's much else I wanted to really talk about. So I'm kind of just, here, just checking out things. I'm actually gonna run this refresh X one more time, see if there's anything else we need to talk about. You said, for me, it's Spidey, Thor, Wolverine, Cyclops, Rogue, and Punisher. That's fire. I like, dude, Cyclops is good on the list. If I could have kept it going, I would have definitely said Cyclops on the list and Thor, for sure. But what's good, Krim? What's good, Krim? How's it going, man? Oh, you said, but hold up, what you thought about the hoodie? Wait, but hold up, what you thought about the hoodie? The hoodie? The hoodie? Wait, what hoodie? Were you wearing a hoodie in the video? Yo, Zach, what did you think of Marvel Zombies? I loved it. I loved it. I don't know if my archive is still up anymore. In the last video, let me go check that. Let me check that. I loved it. On Twitch, I don't know if my archive is still up, but I loved it. And if it's still up, you could actually go check my reaction. I was talking about it on there.
Are collectors
What's it
ever
say?
truly
Respect the collection. Respect the collector. Respect the... What does the rest say? Respect... let's see. Respect the collect. Yeah, respect the collection. Respect the collector. Respect the culture. I love that, dude. Fire hoodie. Fire hoodie. That one. I love it. I do love it, and I like how it's written like that too. I like the font you chose. It is sick, bro. I F with it. It's really, really cool. I actually just released some merchandise myself. I'm actually releasing soon. Krim, I don't know if you started working on it yet, bro, but I was talking to Krim about coming up with one regarding Marvel Legends, and I gave him a few ideas that I had. Hopefully we'll be releasing that one soon. I'm letting bro cook, but I gave him a couple of insights on how I wanted to have it regarding the Marvel Legend design. But I am planning on releasing something involving figures and stuff, some merch. So yeah, I love the hoodie though, and I love what it stands for too, because it's respect the collection. You know what I mean? Respect the fact that you build it up and it's your collection, and you should really be grateful for that collection, and every now and then take it in and kind of be grateful for what you have. And it's respect the collector. You know what I mean? Like, respect the fact that you got that, you get that far, and what you do to get there and how your collection is. And yeah, the culture too. Yeah, for sure. And that it is a privilege to kind of like be a part of that culture of collecting in the community and talking to people and getting to know new people and being friends with people over a hobby and bonding over that hobby. Like, for instance, bro, like I would have never have met, been able to talk to you if it wasn't finding these videos. And it was through Jamiggy that I found these videos. It was through one of our subscribers here that was able to find your videos. So I'm really, really grateful that, I found your channel, and, you're real genuine, and you care about the collecting community and about collecting and what it means to collect, and how, and like, and what the right meaning is of the collecting and all that. And I respect that, bro. It's really, really cool. You said, you said that one. Yeah. Who's the most iconic, Batman or Spider-Man? I mean, I'd say both. One for DC, one for Marvel. I feel like they're both iconic. I don't know if one's more iconic. I probably think Spider-Man's a little bit more iconic than I think Batman, but I feel like they're on maybe the same level. I don't know. It has a logo on the back too. I saw your Hero verse shirts too. Thanks you, bro. What'd you think? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still working on it. Okay, cool. I can't wait to see it, bro. And for people who may look down on the culture, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, respect the culture. You know what I mean? Respect the, yeah. And the collect, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you got to respect the fact that people do that. And you know what I mean? Everybody has a hobby or has something that they collect, and And for them, it's like, you know, you get, it's something special to them, and collecting for me is special, and I'm glad that I found people in the community that find it special too, and it's great. Yeah, exactly, like right now. Exactly, thank you, of course, bro. W Cleva in the chat. Exactly, for sure. I like the color schemes. Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it. It's cool, bro. It's so cool. Also, like the creative like mindset too about like creating merch and stuff. It's very very fun, and I love the meaning of the merch, and it really represents your channel very very nicely. I like that. I like that a lot. Comic Cons was one of the best things ever invent. Oh, 100%. 100%. I love going to conventions, bro. I love it so much. It's great. Facts. Facts, 100%. Um, what else? What else we got here? Spectacular Spider-Man theme song is now officially available on streaming platforms. I don't get that. Spectacular Spider-Man theme song is now officially available on streaming platforms. Okay. I thought you. Does it mean like Instagram or like TikTok for like officially the theme? Because I know there are people that actually like do covers of the theme. Maybe that's what they mean. I don't know. Oh, by the way, did anybody see this? Mando Marvel Spider-Man animated series 1/6 scale Daredevil online exclusive pre-order during New York Comic Con next week. Did anybody see this? I sent this to Troy and I was like, why does it have to be an online exclusive for New York Comic Con? I was like, why? Why? This is so cool. Everybody's gonna want this. But it's an exclusive. The song is available, but not the actual show. I know, right? I found out not too long ago because I wanted to start my rewatch for Patreon for Spectacular Spider-Man, and I couldn't watch it because of the fact it wasn't on Disney Plus anymore. It's a shame. I don't know why it wasn't. But this figure, it sucks that this is an online exclusive for New York Comic Con. I want this thing so bad, but I know I'm not getting it. I'm already setting myself up that I'm not getting this. Scalpers are going to get to this before anyone... This is going to sell out. I guarantee I won't be able to get to this. And it's going to go crazy on the aftermarket. I know it. Comes with 3 head sculpts. A Matt Murdock. Masked, no grin. A stern face. And then we got a grin face. And it comes with him holding his mask. His cowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hand accessories. Twirling the baton with the cord, baton, and then the batons together. Yes, it's cooked. I'm gonna be at New York Comic Con on Friday. I'm gonna have my eye out for that. You're lucky. You're so lucky. I wish I could have went to New York Comic Con. I wish. That baton twisting hand is where it's at though. 100%. It is dope. I wish I could get this. I wish. I don't even have a Daredevil that would really like, I mean, not to say I don't have a Daredevil. I have the Mafex Daredevil, which is like a perfect Daredevil, but it doesn't fit the narrative of me trying to build my, because I am in the process of building my Spider-Man the Animated Series shelf. This would fit more. Wait, you said what is this? Is there a way of receiving the 90s show? Wait, what is this? Is there a way of receiving the 90s show? What do you mean? And it's at New York Comic Con? Yeah, this is at New York Comic Con. This is a figure that's going to be there. It's an exclusive. I don't know if this is going to be actually there at New York Comic Con, or this is just going to be online for New York Comic Con. I have no clue, but this is cool though, and I really want to get it. It just sucks that I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity to get it. I'm dressing up as Punisher at Comic Con tomorrow. So excited. Take some pictures, Marvel. Definitely put it in the cosplay part of Discord. I would love to see what it looks like, bro. See, this is sick. This is so sick. I wish I could get this figure. I just know since I'm not going to New York Comic Con, I know it's cooked. I know I'm not gonna have any chance of getting this figure. But I would love to get it, though. I just wish it wasn't an exclusive. Like, a bunch of people would buy this if it wasn't an exclusive. I would buy it if it wasn't an exclusive. I don't even have a Daredevil that would go with my shelf for, like, my Spider-Man the Animated Series. So that sucks. I may have my Mafex one, but the scaling doesn't really match up. For me to put it on my Animated Series Spider-Man shelf, it just doesn't work. So, what can you do? I wish I knew how much it was, too. I'll put a picture of it in Discord. Bet. I'll have to check it out. Alright, guys. I'm going to end stream. I'm going to get off here. But I was about to say, yeah, this is my background. If anybody's wondering, this is my background for my PC. But that was a great chill stream. I just want to say thank you for everybody coming in. Especially you, Cleva. I appreciate you coming in here, bro. He could be a main Daredevil. He's that good. Exactly. He could be a main Daredevil. That's for sure. Yeah, like I said, I do like my the Mafex Daredevil is a pretty perfect Daredevil. It's just the scaling for him. It just and the how like he's not. It's just the articulation on him too. Like the articulation spots show, so it looks like it stands out more than the Marvel Legends. So that's why I can't really put him, and because of the scaling, I really can't put him like in with anybody. I have him currently with my what was it? Maximum Spider-Man. I have him with him because they scale very nicely. Especially with the articulation that they both have. So they look good together, but I know if I put that with my 90s animated series, Spider-Man will look weird. So I'm not even going to bother. But I want to get that figure. I just know that I'm not going to get my hands on it. It's going to go crazy on the aftermarket. And I bet you bots are going to get to that figure before I could even get to it to order one, to be honest. But good luck, though, when you get to New York Comic Con. I hope you cop it and I hope you get it. Yeah, the countdown to Wolverine to PS5, 100%, yeah. But, yeah, so I just want to say thank you for everybody coming in here tonight. It was really, really fun, the chill stream. I appreciate everybody also, like, being okay with the fact I started it a bit earlier tonight. I started it earlier than I usually do. I usually start it at, like, 8 o'clock. I usually start to stream at, like, 7:50, but I started it around, like, 7:25 to 7:30. We went a bit longer than I wanted to go, but I'm glad that we had some great conversations. I'm Cleva, I appreciate you coming out here and showing some love and talking about some Marvel Legends. I really love talking about Marvel Legends, man. With everybody in the chat, but it's nice just hearing your perspective on things, and I appreciate your narrative and kind of like, you know, how you say things and how your videos are. I just like the structure of them and the positivity you bring to your channel, so it's really, really cool. Guys, as far as I know, like I said, this is the last chance for merch. Like I said again, before I get off here, like I said, tomorrow is the last day of the sale for the merch using using the code HERO10, like I said, all caps HERO and then 10 to get 10% off all of the merch shop. So like I said, if you're gonna get merch, whether it be hats, hoodies, shirts, whatever, they are up. Tomorrow's the last day for the 10% off discount using code HERO, all caps, and 10. So like I said, go check it out. Go get the merch. More merch coming. I wanted to wear my Marvel Zombie shirt today, but it was dirty and I didn't have a chance to, you know, clean it. Or I told my brother to throw it in the washer, but he didn't start the washer. I was going up to go switch it, but he didn't start the washer, and then I had to start it, and I couldn't wear it tonight. So you'll see me wear it hopefully next Tuesday for Tuesday's chill stream. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably be wearing it. So W stream as always, be quick with the merch, guys. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Hurry it, you better get it while the discount code's still there. We're gonna do more discount codes in the future, but as of right now, you know what I mean, 10% off is a damn good deal. And like I said, I gave you guys a while to get the merch, but I just want to remind you guys that tomorrow's the last day to do it. Like I said, I dropped the Etsy shop link here, but also if you go on my Instagram, it's in my bio. If you go on TikTok, it's in the bio. So it's there on Instagram and TikTok, so you can go click the link there or go scroll back in the chat, and it should be there somewhere in the chat, the live link to my Etsy shop. So go check it out. more merch coming, more designs coming. But I'll see you guys next, like I said, next Tuesday for Tuesday's chill stream. As always, guys, hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.